You're probably wondering why a science student with good Jamb score we gave up medicine for radiography, and in the next few minutes I'm going to tell you why. Hi everyone, my name is Angela and welcome to the channel. This is my only story of why I choose radiography over medicine, and it might inspire you to rethink about your own path too. If you're following my journey as a clinical content creator, thank you very much, and this video will show you where it all really began. Now, let me take you back a bit. Growing up, I actually wanted to become a banker, but my parents had always wanted me to be a doctor because of my good grades in various classes. At first, I ignored the idea of becoming a doctor because I didn't like the thought of seeing blood every day, as it made me sick, and I just knew then that it wasn't for me. But by the time I got to junior secondary school, I started exploring some of my senior's textbook. That was when I discovered that I actually enjoyed physics more than accounting, which would have been the natural path for banking. So I began rethinking my decision of becoming a banker. I asked my teachers and seniors at school for some advice, and gradually I started warming up to the idea of becoming a doctor. I went through convincing myself that I could just get used to a set of blood and that would be all. Besides, I love the way doctors dress, the way they are respected, the way they care for people. Before I knew it, I found myself falling in love with the idea of becoming a doctor. And this decision also made my parents happy, but this was when things started getting messy. Towards the end of secondary school, I did massively well in my exam, so my parents got me my very first Android phone as a reward. Funny enough, it's the same Android phone I'm using to film this video. That was when I discovered tech, how it works, what people build with it, and the endless possibility it holds. So I became curious and excited about the world of tech. I soon realized that the best way for me to get into tech then was by applying for computer science in the university. I immediately started losing interest in medicine, as it no longer felt like the right path for me. I tried talking to my parents about changing my career path, but they didn't even give me a chance to explain. Deep down, I already knew that they would never agree with me to study computer science, because in my family, especially being the first child of the family, job security is a priority. My parents could not understand tech and doesn't even want to understand it at all, because all they could see in tech was risks, uncertainty, and poverty. To be honest, I wasn't even sure if I truly loved computer science enough, because I hadn't explored it fully then. All I knew was that it involved tech and some maths, which of course I am genuinely curious about tech, and I have been great at maths and any other subject involving calculation like physics from primary school. So despite all the confusion, I did what most first child in Nigerian homes would do. I took the Jamb exam and applied for medicine. By the grace of God, I got 343. But then, something happened right after I saw my Jamb results, which shifted the way I saw my future. So, after we all saw our Jamb results, we were given a month's break before we start preparing for post-UTME. So, I decided to use my break to explore more about computer science and tech. That was when I stumbled on some entrepreneurial books and audiobooks. And for the very first time, I began learning things I had never been taught in school or at home. I learned how people build businesses, how job security doesn't guarantee life security, how tech can be used to solve real-world problems and help people. I just couldn't stop thinking about all that I've learned, and I kept wondering, if I go into medicine, will I even have the time to explore more about tech and build something meaningful of my own? That thought alone kept distracting me. I couldn't concentrate properly while preparing for my post-UTME exams. And sadly, it affected my post-UTME results. But that wasn't the end of the story. What happened next completely changed the direction of my future. After I saw my post-UTME results, I realized that I wasn't going for medicine last year. I became a little bit depressed and also glad because I didn't get to study a course I did not like. So I decided to rewrite Jamb again this year. Earlier this year, before the season of Jamb form began, I took a step back and did some self-reflection on myself. I knew deep down that I didn't want to go back to medicine again, but I couldn't convince my parents to allow me to study computer science either. So I kept thinking of what to do. I wanted something in the health field since my parents were more comfortable with that, but also something that gave me a bit freedom to explore tech. I started researching about other medical related courses and came across radiography. But to be honest, at first, I didn't even know what it was. especially since it's not that common here in Nigeria. But the more I read about it, the more I got interested in it. Turns out radiographers work with cool tech stuff like scanners and imaging machine to help doctors figure out what's wrong with the patient. It's still part of the medical field, but it's way more flexible than medicine itself. I told my parents about it, and to my surprise, they accepted it. So I wrote Jamb again this year and applied for radiography. And by the grace of God, I got 3 tests. But I just studying from home. I didn't attend any lecture again this year. Maybe because I just felt guilty of what happened to me last year. I'm really excited to share everything that comes along with this new journey with you all. That was why I started this YouTube channel. So if you're curious about how I plan to balance radiography, tech, and other side project, or you need some extra tip on acing your Jamb exam, please do well to stick around because I got you. One thing I've realized on this journey of picking a career path is that most of us never really take the time to do some research and make a list of career options to find out what really suits us the best. We often just pick whatever comes to our mind, or because of our parents' expectation, or sometimes because other people are doing it. So take this video as a reminder that if you are feeling stuck with following traditional path or finding your own way, don't be afraid to take a step back and do some research and really think about what fits you the best. And also, if your path isn't common where you live like mine was, just trust whatever feels right for you. Stay curious and stay strong. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.